It's Podpodular. Welcome back, folks. It is Wednesday, July 1st. This is episode 86. And we are back to a reminisce episode. Scotty called it here. I like that a lot. Rebranding a little bit of a show preview episode. We're going to dive into STS9 time capsule from Bellevue, Colorado, Mishawaka. Got some clips to share for the band's history to get you guys ready for a 5-night run through Buena Vista and Mishawaka. And let's bring in my co-host here, Mr. Scotty Fuller. How we doing today?
Oh, you ever vibe so hard to an intro song you think, what if we just didn't talk?
Just let the playlist rip this week.
Man, that song belongs in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that, I mean, it sounds like something could pop out at any minute, you know?
It does kind of like you get
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
fucking drum and bass
Drum
riff
and
out of
bass,
fucking
out of nowhere.
So I figure we're gonna be spending the rest of the episode at Mishawaka. I figured we getting a wave spell show this weekend. So I figure why not go back to some Colorado wave spell. So that is the improv part 1 from December 30th, 2018 at Summit.
Nice.
I think that is a Roni Size kind of ish cover. I think it's Brown Paper Bag is kind of inspires that, like the upright bass line there. Man,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking dope. But man, Scotty, Colorado people are getting treated again. How's it feel? Gotta feel like Christmas Eve.
Oh man, this feels different, dude. I mean, I'm not. I like full disclosure. I'm going to be at some of this run, not all of this run. So obviously, I don't kind of have the scope in front of me that I did during the January run that happened, but it's nice to feel like we're returning to a good equilibrium of a lot
Hmm.
of Colorado shows. A holiday weekend. It was a short announcement. And so, excited to see who's out there, and it should be some really special shit for the people that make it out there. We talked off mic before we started, before we even get into Mishawaka at all. First time ever in Buena Vista in any venue. To our knowledge, feel free to correct us on that if anybody listening to this knows differently. But it first time in this sleepy little mountain town at Surf Hotel.
Hmm.
Man, excited for those. I'm not familiar with that place at all, and I don't know too many people that have been there. So, very seldom do we walk into a situation like this where we're going somewhere in Colorado that nobody really knows too much about.
Yeah. No, I think it's super exciting. I think it's long overdue. I think people have been wanting Buena Vista for a long time. And I know the Disco Biscuits played a run at the lawn at the Surf Hotel. I don't think they did one of these Ivy Ballroom sets though that we're getting for the Wave Spell though. So this is a really cool start to this 5 night run. But before we get into that here, Scotty, pretty fucking dope merch drop we had here this week, huh? What do you got your eyes on here?
Man, I let me pull this picture up real quick so I can do this justice. Taylor Houston Morgan, who friend of the pod, past and future guest, and kind of the I guess we would call him the creative director for the brand of STS9. And just another absolute heater. You know what I really like out of this one, man? I like these sunglasses.
Yes.
There is they almost look like the AP watch, like the kind of boxy with the I don't know. There's just something that looks very cool and unique about these. That Human Dream zip half zip is sick. Um,
Yeah.
a couple of really cool hats here. Looks like
Love the reminisce hat. Yeah.
yeah, the Reminisce hat's
Hmm.
sick.
Yeah.
Um, I got a couple tote bags up here. What is what is that, a yoga mat down here?
I'd say it's a beach towel. It's a two-sided beach towel.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna get these sunglasses and maybe that beach towel.
And man, we might have some a little bit of information on another drop happening at Mishawaka. I won't
Yeah,
say
no,
for sure, but
that's why I had to fucking pull up the picture because the thing I'm most excited about has not been announced as of the dropping of this podcast, I don't think.
just look out for another beloved character to have been come to life, and try to get to that first end of the mission early because I'm gonna imagine those are gonna fly pretty quickly.
Yeah, those are going to fucking evaporate. Um, yeah, we won't say anything more about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
get to the merch booth early and get in line.
Yep. No, I mean, really exciting to get the first Wave Spell show since Camp Elsewhere. I think that a lot of people have been wondering where these have been, right? So I think it's really promising to see them mixing that in, especially in the midst of, what is a very heavy um, promotional tour for the new album, right?
Hmm.
So I think that's really awesome. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fun doing that, as I know they have a ton of fun with those improv sets and not having done one in a long time. I think that's going to be one of the highlights of the weekend for sure. So super excited. That is probably the biggest piece of FOMO I've got here, Scotty, from not being around in Colorado for this weekend. But let's talk Mishawaka, man. What a special place this is.
Yeah. I mean, for those that haven't been, hopefully you're listening to this while you're maybe driving out. I
Mhm.
bet this podcast will clock in right at about a Mishawaka drive. Um, this place is fucking more like going to Narnia than it is going to a concert venue. It's like it's basically kind of Fort Collins-ish. But it is in the woods, dude.
Yeah.
Out there, you are losing cell service. Your GPS might go out. And right when you think you might not be able to find your way home, you stumble on this little tiny venue that if you weren't looking for a concert venue, you'd go right the fuck past it.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant attached to it that's pretty solid food. But I mean, it is such a it is so off the beaten path, and the concert venue itself you cannot see from the road at all. It's just a fence. So this could
Right.
just as well be where someone lives as a concert venue, and you walk in, and the stage basically looks like it's floating on a river. Um, and
Practically is.
it basically is. The river goes behind it. Um, there is this really cool thing that I found at the Mish where the river is loud enough to kind of drown out conversation noise, but not loud enough to drown out the music that's being
Hmm.
played. Um, and it's like a 900 person outdoor venue. It's the smallest outdoor venue I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one smaller?
Um, Not like a place where you'd see STS9 for sure. This place is um it gives me a ton of Belden Town vibes for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, even maybe more. I mean, not more off the beaten path in Belden Town, but there's less around it
Yep.
than the stage at Belden Town. I mean, at least
Yeah.
you have kind of a functioning economy around that stage. Like
Hmm.
this is just out there, and it's not lost on anyone that sees it. I mean, everyone as I mean, Fred again played there last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like people, I imagine the way that this venue gets discovered is somebody who knows is like you're not gonna believe this fucking place exists, and big or small, you go and you're like, oh, we got to do something here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
No, I think it kind of with the likes of people that play there, it's almost kind of like an outdoor belly up is I kind of
huh?
liken it to,
Yeah,
right? Where acts that could be filling up way bigger venues make a point to do this, and it's almost like, hey, let's do this for us, and obviously it's good
sure.
for the fan, but it's like a kind of a bucket list item where it's probably very word of mouth how news about this place travels, which is really cool. Um, and I think it's interesting for I know me and you are pretty much on the same timeline with STS9. Like, I don't know about you, but like, this isn't a place I heard of until 5 or 6 years into my STS9 fandom. Just because when we hopped on, they had been in the middle of like a 15 to 20 year hiatus of not being back
Yeah,
there, right? So it was almost like things you heard whispers of and everything and like that. And like, as you dive deeper and deeper into this band's catalog and you discover some of the older shows, like I remember happening upon some of these Mishawaka recordings and being like, oh, there's a different energy about this place. I think there's a water song from some of those early 2000 shows where they're literally have a mic over the river. And dude, I going down to that river's moving right there by the stage, man.
yes.
Yeah. So
Um,
be careful, folks. But if they play a water song, do yourself a favor and go there.
I'm pretty
Background
sure
stage left. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they shut it down when the music starts. They put a gate there so you can't get down there. I also feel like maybe I might be wrong. They should because fuck, dude, there's a lot of wooks that would just if given the right combination and moment would just jump
Yeah.
right the fuck into that thing. Yeah, you hear about like kayakers just stopping at the Mish for a bite to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very Belden Town-esque.
Whitewater rafters, really. That's the kind of like conditions we're seeing here. But
Yeah.
yeah, you saw the band play there in 2002, 03, 04, and then a break until 2022. So an 18-year break, which, there's stories about why that happened. I don't think anyone necessarily knows exactly why, but I tell you what, Scotty, it's really good to have them back there consistently, right? But um, why don't we start in '02, right?
Sure.
This one in particular was the first full version of this song that I had heard after they had brought it out as a bust out back around the 2015 era, but they were only playing really the first half of it. But yeah, this is a recording that got me really into this fucking song. of treats.
The closest thing they've done to that Itzamana, it's how do we pronounce this song?
Yeah, it's Amana. Yeah,
It's
you got
Amana.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if there's any controversy. I've never asked
Mhm.
myself if I was pronouncing
Mhm.
it correctly. Um, the closest thing they've done to that is Red Rocks 20
16.
that 16? 16.
Yep.
Okay. Night 2. Eh, but this they need to do this again. Just like this. Just like this.
Yes. Yes.
This is pretty much the consistent ending of every It's a Mana until it goes away, right? There's not a gigantic handful,
Yeah,
but
it's it starts with that. I just remember, for a while in 20, what was it, 2015, yeah, 2015 when they started busting it out. It was like the first half, right?
yeah,
Um and the first half is beautiful, but like I remember hearing this before and like where like Hunter gets into the and
yeah. The first
I
part.
was like, wow, okay. Like this is what people are really talking about with It's About It. Like the distortion on the early 2000s versions like this are just so fucking cool. This is July 6th, 2002 from Mishawaka. Um
Wow,
really
I didn't realize there was any precedence for this weekend being a Mishawaka thing.
yeah. Yeah, I this is a really good audience recording. I think the full show is up on archive, but I actually came across it through this YouTube link and found it here first. And I think just Jeffrey on that xylophone too.
Yeah.
You talk about like okay things that they should get back into a little bit more. I'd love to always hear more vibraphone from Jeffrey for sure. So I thought that was
You
pretty
literally
special on
took
this
the
one.
notes right off of my notepad. I typed Hunter at the beginning and Jeffrey xylophone.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. There is, you know how certain venues it's funny because this is an outdoor venue. But it it's the same kind of feeling of just certain venues where the acoustics just echo perfectly for these audience recordings and they almost
yeah.
sound like they're plugged in. For some reason, man, there's just some,
Or be like a cooler sound than the soundboard audio, right? Because you get a little bit
yeah.
of that atmospheric sound. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's anywhere ever in the history of music venues where atmospheric sounds add to the fucking performance, it is Mishawaka.
Right. Yeah. Really cool shit. Yeah, this entire show and this entire weekend is really awesome. And then the next night, from 2002 here was the night that they recreated the entire show of from the 2022 run. So that is the um, original of the remake there of that night, but from this night that was the Mishawaka or the Itzamana from the other night of this. Got a little bit of video content here, Scotty. This video I'm about to play has no business being as clear as it was from the June 20th, 2003 show here. So this
No
is
way.
some really, really cool stuff we're about to get into with this one.
Whoa.
Yeah. How in the world is that footage that good? That is fucking 16K from like for in terms of like oh 03. Like that is super impressive.
Man, do you think that if they had known that we'd be watching podcast footage of them in 2026 that they would have chose those hats?
Hat game pretty horrendous across the board, I would say.
Brother, that is the most insane collection of hats on one stage that has ever been produced outside of like a ska band in the
Or
90s, dude.
Debo, yeah.
Good, good God. Zach, it's funny because Zach is one of those guys that just better looking, more fashionable, more insightful the older he gets. And good God, the come up is huge because the sideburns, the like mullet-esque effect
Yeah.
that whatever that hat gives him. I don't know what Jeffrey has on his head. The fucking the whatever Hunter has is usually a Phipps hat from that era,
Yeah, or a Jeffrey
right?
hat
Or
from
Jeffrey.
like
It's like they
the
were.
yeah.
It's like they only had a few hats and they just kept trading them around.
Man, the great shots of Hunter Brown there. How about Jeffrey with the piece around his neck,
Oh,
man? That's pretty heady
oh my
wire half.
dude, fucking King Wook out here
Yep.
attracting all of the rights.
Yep.
Man, yeah. All jokes aside, that footage is phenomenal. I've never
Yeah.
seen that. I didn't know that existed. Is
Super
that is
tight.
it? Is it just that that what is that? Is that a whole show? Is that a clip?
No, it's just this song, and I'm wondering where the rest of the footage is. This was posted 13 years ago, so in 2013. The
Wow.
show was on June 20th, 2003. This is obviously Grow. This is just a part of a second set. This whole set list, I think, just like on paper, just gives me chills. Set one in Summer Angels opener, super old school 12, Ramona Namiglio, Poseidon, Evasive Maneuvers, Equinox, Today, Blue Mood, We'll Meet in Our Dreams. Set two, Breathe In, Better Day, Really What, Satori, Grow, Havana Ascent with Scotahedron, Freak 2 into 3, Orbital, What is Love Encore.
I'd have missed everything after Better Day because I jumped in the fucking water, dude. Breathing the Better Day is fucking stupid,
Yeah.
stupid work.
Yeah, that is some really cool shit. So we're getting to the final year of that first kind of STS9 Mishawaka era here from the 2004 show, where, you know what, Scotty, I was hesitant to play a song back to back episodes, but like I think it's really cool to hear how much different this one was 4 years later than the one we listened to last week. So.
Ah. Wow.
Fuck me.
So good. Phipps just will not quit. It's no real good place to stop there, but that is some really fun listening, right?
You left the comment, but I think it was from Alex Morris. I don't know you, but I agree. That's the sickest ISB ever.
It's just something else, man.
I if I've heard that, I don't remember it, man. That is uh, just on certain nights. That's why we play the shows, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm speechless. That Inspire Strikes Back has rendered me fucking speechless.
Yeah, I think it's like Phipps on that constant like rolling synth line, man. It's kind of like got some JoJo Herman to it a little bit.
I mean, and Murph really kind of showed everyone what kind of time they were on at the
Yeah,
beginning. You know,
right.
it's you almost picturing that happening and everybody looking at Murph like, okay,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, like okay, let's compete tonight. That's
Right.
he said Phipps will not quit. Man, it sounds like none of them are to be outdone on this.
No, I think Hunter's driving this, right? To get into really that kind of like blissy, like chilled out pocket that we ended on there. Like, and he's just like carrying it with those like longer guitar notes, like the
Mhm.
but I feel okay playing that back to back, that song back to back weeks because that is completely different than what we heard in
Yes.
2000, than up to this point, which is June 26, 2004. Um, this was the last song in the evening. This was a part of an encore that was a Quest's first, and then this strikes back. So that is fucking nuts. It opens up with a 14-minute Equinox, Freak 2 into 3, an improv track, Kamwai into Kaya, Luma into Tokyo, set to Ramon, We'll Meet in Our Dreams. They like playing We'll Meet in Our Dreams in Mish. Breathe in, Crystal, from now on into Move My Peeps. And then yeah, this Quest Inspire. Dude, they treat this place differently. They certainly do.
I mean,
And
it is different, bro.
yeah.
It feels like somewhere where you might stumble upon a Pokemon. You know, like
Yeah.
there's something mystical in the air out there.
hmm No, I'm with you, man. Maybe a Pokeball that you didn't quite have the right Pokedex for, honestly. Like so something that you're not trying to necessarily catch.
And one of the craziest parts about where we are now is that this is it for 18 years.
Yep.
I don't think we need to get into the rumors of what supposedly happened out
Yeah,
there.
because I've heard different things and I just don't know what to be true.
Yeah, and maybe we should have done a little inside research before to try to confirm, but for whatever reason, this magical stretch of runs happens over the course of 3 years, and then they get a little bigger. They start moving around the country a little more frequently, but
Start headlining Red Rocks, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it's immediately after this that the rocket ship really starts to take off and they start to kind of cement themselves as the leaders of this kind of jam renaissance that we know.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it,
think, dude, honestly, I think that has more to do with it than anything, honestly.
Sure, sure, and that would be my guess. But for whatever reason, this is it for a really long time, and like you said, Nate, this is not a venue that is super commonly known unless you know. And very similar to you, I remember, man, I might not have heard of Mishawaka till I got to Colorado. Like
Yeah, it might have been later than I even think. It was probably around 2015, 2016 that I heard of this place.
yeah, and
But
uh, and then you get to a point where you're like, that's never gonna fucking happen ever. You just you just write it off, and then COVID happens, and in 2022, boom, it felt unfathomable that
yeah,
that
the
announcement
weight of that
happened.
announcement. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and I
remember
mean,
being, yeah,
we've been back there a few times since, and I think it's easy to take that for granted because I mean, this felt impossible 4 years ago.
yeah. And then, I mean, let's get into the clip first, but they come back 18 years later and they do this shit.
So I wasn't here. You weren't either.
No.
We were doing one of the only things more important than making the first night back to Mission 18 years, and we were marrying off our boy Brad Younghouse and in Sydney in St. Louis. So unfortunately, I got we a bunch of us got back here for night two, but this one is gonna always be one of those that stings for me. Because of what they did here. Get into it.
Do you remember all of us hearing about what was happening as we were like leaving the reception, like heading back to the hotel?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Talk
And
of the
we
butts.
yeah. Like, they're recreating a 2002 show. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, and
So,
as I recall, I mean, it's not as I recall. I know for a fact this is how it was because, I mean, that place is akin to going to a comedy show and them locking your phones up. Like you don't know what the fuck is going on there while it's happening. And as I recall, we were leaving and it was set break
yeah.
and like one stray text message had gotten to one of us and it was like pretty sure they're recreating the 2002 Mishawaka show and we were like fuck dude and
Man, it's just like I can't imagine being there and like when I would have figured it out. It would have had to have been after the today, right? Because you're just like, okay, so STS9, Equinox, Monkey Music, you're it today. You see that list of 5 songs to open a show in 2022, right? And you're like, something's up, right? I want to know who the first person was to like look at the set list from that night, like at the show, and realize that this was happening.
I remember talking to Luke Hayes about it and he claimed that he caught it pretty early.
Okay.
um I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
at all. I wouldn't have at all. I would have gone home thinking old school throwdown. And
Yeah.
then I would have had to been educated on what actually that was.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, no, I certainly would not have caught it on my with my own brain in that moment. Um, one of my favorite parts about this show, is it's the only modern example of what we talk about a lot is can you imagine if they played this show in 2022 or
Yep. Yeah.
2026, you know?
Right.
This is the only example of it, and it goes exactly the way that you would draw it out on paper. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Will you pull that set list back up? Let me just read this with the timestamps.
Yeah.
We've got that 15-minute opening STS9 into an 11-minute Equinox, another 15-minute Monkey Music, You're It at clocking at 11:45, our shortest song of the night, maybe. And today, casual, who cares how long that song is? Um, Circus, Hubble, Grow,
Yeah.
and
So end the
oh,
set with
that's in
Hubble.
set. That's yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the set with Hubble.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure so, I imagine being there. You probably know what's happening by the beginning of set two.
Yes.
Enough
Yeah. There have been
enough
some talk
people,
during set break. Yeah.
yeah, enough people have caught it at this point to where this is pre Selector 9. So
Hmm.
what a cool experience to kind of be in on the bit and know it's coming. They
Know what's
open
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if there's any question, they come out with the Grow set 2 and you're like
Hmm.
touchdown,
Yep.
here we go, you know?
Yeah.
Um
Then you're
and so
tracking along. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean this is a 30-minute section of music here and grow a 9-minute grow into a 19-minute for my peeps.
Yeah, we
Um
have listened to that on this show with Alex
yes.
Hummel. And
Yes.
fuck, dude, that is some really good shit right there.
Then you got Satori, Mischief of a Sleepwalker, Ramon into Universal Mind, instrumental into Tap In. We'll meet in our dreams. What is love? I mean, what if I ran naked through the woods of Bellevue, Colorado? Like, just in insanity, man.
Here's
I
the
would
here's the here's the thing, Scotty. Go ahead, finish that.
I
Yeah,
would
on
like to
this.
see more of this.
Yeah,
Um, there is a deep enough
once a year.
once a year, and don't
Hmm.
announce it. Just, hey,
Hmm.
you remember this? Like, and I think that would be so cool. And it really, I'm if there's a band that would probably be less likely to do it than STS9. I'm not aware of them. Like they
Yeah,
are so what are we on now into the future? Like that's why
yeah,
this is so cool because it's never happened before. But if they decided to do it, I would love it.
yeah.
It's just such a cool way to be like we still got it like that too.
Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like what they did at the Boulder Theater, right? Before Dylan.
Sure.
Or
It was-
Cervantes.
yeah, yeah,
They do
yeah,
it
but
every
like
once in a while.
yeah, like where it's like less heavy on new material and more just like, dude, like getting deep onto some shit. Like even Cervantes had some newer material, right? I think
It just
that
had
Boulder, yeah,
just had one Never Never. That was it. That was the
mhm.
only thing that
Out of
was.
this some TUI as
Oh
well,
yeah, you're
but
right. Out of this
yeah.
world. You're right.
I mean, the best out of this world that's ever been played. let's
Hmm.
be real about that. But if so, this was a 3 night run, right? And you get
Right.
there for night two, and it's like, okay, where do we go from night one? Then we get to this night, Scotty. For my money, this night is that much better, right? So we've got a clip from this, and we're gonna get into something on a set list that we didn't see for a very long time before this. There's a mid-show improv, Scotty. There is a mid-show improv. You better come off mute for me right now, buddy.
Ah,
Um, so here's what I'm talking about with this night. This is night two, right?
uh-huh.
Take a fucking look at this shit, dude. Hidden hand,
Nate,
hidden fist.
yeah, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
read it. I know, go ahead and
Call
read it. I have an observation.
Yeah.
about what happens to runs when a night one like the night one from this show happens. But read the set list first.
Yeah. So Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist into Call Jam into Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist. That's 14 plus minutes.
Hmm.
Summit. Fuck yes. That
Yep.
early in a show? What the fuck?
Our friend
Orbital.
our friend Mitch lost his fucking mind when that happened.
Summit into Orbital. So it's like, okay, you're going from the top of the mountain into the fucking cosmos.
Hmm.
Tokyo. One of the sickest, most experimental pianoirs ever. Right
Hmm.
here. 12 end set.
Yep.
Set two, When the Dust Settles reprise into Tooth into this improv.
Hmm.
Aimlessly, Nautilus,
Marvelous.
aimlessly.
Aimlessly. Yep.
Mobsters, Surreality, Eve. Encore, Black Satin into Dance. Come on, dude. I think that kicks night one's ass.
I kicks night one's ass. Let's relax. But
Okay.
I think that there's three examples that I can think of that I can think of this where I think there's a strong argument to be made. The Artifact run in 2017,
Mm-hmm.
um, this run, and fuck, the third one's escaping my mind right now. I will shout it out when I think of it. But what I was gonna say is I feel like there is almost a level of putting what you think is your best out there first, and then this band really enjoying almost proving people wrong in a way. Not
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but it's kind of the whole we always say STS9 giving you what you want versus what you need. Oh,
Right.
oh fuck it, I can't no, maybe not. But like you've got Artifact Night in 2017.
Yep.
I think Night 3 kicks the shit out of Artifact Night
Yeah. No,
from
for
that
sure.
run.
Yeah.
There's a strong argument to be made for this night too. I don't know. I think oftentimes what the band tries to do in these instances is whether they're advertising it beforehand or not, they'll do something like this and then be like, "Yeah, you think you like that, but like, watch this." And they do something like Night Two. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
No, for sure. No, I totally get where you're going with that. And there's a few things I want to talk about, right? With improv being in a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the last standalone improv we had seen before this was, it looks like, Regen in 2011. Before that, '08, and then '06. This is something I think needs to happen a little bit more for sure. Just like these standalone improv tracks within a show, outside of a wave spell performance, obviously. It's just it's such a cool thing to throw in the middle of what is already like, this set on paper is like exhausting to look at. Like it's like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, this is weird, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think it fits into this kind of evening where it's almost kind of like a let you into the lab kind of night, right?
Uh-huh.
Where that's my favorite STS9. But let's talk about this run as a whole. I thought this was a Hunter Brown's run. His the tone he had this weekend was something people were talking about really for a long time after
Yeah.
this. And it was really kind of like a one special weekend kind of thing where it's like this warm, echoey, reverby, but like really still clear and like milky tone. That like seems a little bit like old school, but like has a lot of like new school futuristic sounding to it as well.
Yeah.
I know this is something you were talking about when you went to these shows.
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't know if anyone really put their finger on it as to what was happening that weekend. If it was just different settings on the guitar or what it was, and this is one of those instances where our non-musician vocabulary is going to really fall short at describing probably what was happening that weekend. To me, and this could be completely wrong too. To me, it has it's something that we've been talking about ad nauseum tonight. It has everything to do with where he's playing, and not quite how he sounded, but just how he sounded at the Mish. He just he echoes so well in that place, and to me that's where the warmth comes from. But I could be completely off. I don't think he had a different guitar or anything. From
Yeah,
what I remember, it was similar setups.
there's a couple of like comments on the Bandcamp post here from Connor Lingerfeld, actually. In the first show, he talks about, hey, I'm loving HP's tone, like a throwback to his earlier style and sound, but with a new school twist. The echoing, hollow, yet still rich and full sound that seems to bounce off the canyon walls. Almost like if you hooked up amps to a solid bar of gold and heard what that sounded like.
I love
That's pretty
Connor
spot on.
Lingerfeld. Shout out Connor.
And then he talks about night two, 1 week later, and a handful of re-listens, and this night still stands up as my favorite by a half mile. Hunter with his unique, fuzzy, warm, reedy, jazzy tone to start it off, with Hidden Hand, Hidden Fist, and he just keeps bringing the funky raw licks all night like a cat's tongue. I was like, oh, that's good. That might be the episode name, cat like a cat's
Like
tongue.
a cat's tongue.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love that if you were to plug a bunch of amps into a solid bar of gold. Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
this is getting me so fired up for Friday night.
It should. It should. Well, let's finish off our clips here, Scotty, from a run that me and you got to do together the very next year, in September in 2023. And from night one of this run, I think we have a goated track here. tough to really know to clip that one out. They did not make that easy for me.
Um, I mean, dude, go back to that for a second, because that comment that comment under there was amazing, and it just shows you how far this song has come. We got Frosty 110. This was my sixth tribe show and finally got to hear some form of scheme. Can you imagine somebody saying that without getting stoned by the people in 2013? Um, my wife and I love you guys and are already excited for next year. LFG, that opening was amazing. Favorite track, Scheme Reprise into Modular, as it fucking should be, brother. What an experience this was live.
Yeah.
Um, and this year was they had a they kind of almost had a theme of taking a song that didn't really have a whole lot of versions of it being opened up and opened it wide open.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Grizzly
the
is yeah,
Grizzly.
is the
Yeah.
other one I'm talking about here. But
Hmm.
enough about that Grizzly. This Scheme Reprise, Nate.
It's so fucking good. There's a lot to listen to with that modular improv, but like the first 8 minutes of this too, they just nailed. So it's a very guitar heavy scheme reprise it starts as, and then it kind of builds into the regular scheme and then gets into these modular section, which I would don't know for sure, but I would be willing to bet that no other scheme has touched 18 plus minutes. And Yeah, what a way to end this first set, because we were on a roll here. It was New Soma into Wave Spell into Worry No More into Scheme Reprise.
Oh, okay. I just
That's
had a
fun.
thought. I just had a thought. We keep reading though.
And then second set here, Peace Blaster Suite into King Pharaoh's Tomb. Just some really cool segue work here. Looking back
Yeah.
on Earth into the spectacle. This was the last time we had heard the spectacle before um Cervantes, right?
Wow.
And then opening this Get Loud is insanely good.
Yes.
And then the B pulls to finish the second set in 118 encore. Um, yeah, this was my favorite night out of these three for sure.
I think I would well, I don't yeah, maybe. Any
Night
any
two was pretty fucking good. I remember
any
as
night that
well.
has a wave spell in it, is the night that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
that
Night two. Just to say from this one, really what Wilder, really what Oh Little Brain,
uh-huh.
Wicked Chicana. That Wicked is
Yeah,
so
dude, this is
nasty.
the one.
Yeah, this is the one. You're right. Meta meme. This us into Grizzly into Modular. That's a 15 plus minute Grizzly. Set two Beyond Right Now, Days Out of Time, and that was another one I was thinking of when you're like, okay, songs that typically don't get extended. Really cool to
Yes.
see a Duke get the treatment. Kamwai, so basically a backwards evasive Kamwai, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then elevators into Scubes, the fattest glass of all time, and then this Jabez encore. Yeah, this is the one. You're right. But really fun all three nights, and then the third night you had all the technical difficulties that turned into one hell of a marathon set to end it. So,
Yeah, dude, that night it just got hands too. This whole run, man, that was the last time we were here,
yep,
and we return, and we return with some predictions. Nate,
yes.
how many are
What do you
we
say?
doing this week? Five,
Five each? Yeah,
five
one per
each.
show. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the ceremonial Zoom can flip.
Mm-hmm.
We have don't judge me. We have menthol right now.
Nice.
Call it in the air.
I'm the last person that's gonna judge that.
Oh,
Menthol,
you got it.
wave spell.
Woo! Love it.
That was what I said ooh to. I read the set list and I was like, that's the one.
I think it's been a while too. I'm
It's
going.
yeah, it definitely has been.
I'm going STS9.
That's all right.
The song.
Yeah, yeah, no. Let me see.
We both could have been said just like improv part three, and we would have been right.
I am going to go shock doctrine.
been
Okay.
happening a good amount this year. It's
I have an idea, and you can shoot it down if you want,
hmm
but I think we get that Push the Sky update. I understand that's probably not fair, but that's a cool idea, right?
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
mean probably so, but no,
yeah, that's
not for
fair. That's
this.
fair. It's Amana.
Okay. I think I could be wrong here. Um,
You could.
there's gonna be a, I don't know, man. I think they're going to try to stay. Fuck, of course I picked Shock Doctor. I'm just trying to see what was played last in Colorado because I think they might try to really rinse out the catalog here. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, I'm gonna go Music Us.
All right. Going Warrior.
Warrior. That's a good one. I'm gonna go no Moonsocket.
I'm going 12.
I'm going 2012.
Okay. And I'm going Roy G. Biv. I think it's
Nice.
time. Yes. So my list: STS9, It's Amana, Warrior 12, Roy G. Biv. We love the acronyms for my list. Is a very acronym heavy list there. Waves, your list. Waves spelled Shakti, Music Husband, Socket 2012. Fuck. I'd be happy with either of us winning that
Yes.
one. So, well, to anyone making the trip, safe travels. Make sure you guys have a designated driver every night. Mishawaka is not a place you want to mess around with. Any kind of um, transportation, and make sure everything's safe with that. But enjoy it, man.
Yes.
One thing I think, Scotty, is I think these are going to be the shows of the year. Um,
hmm
they're about to bring it, and it's going to be an exciting start to the second half of 2026 of STS9. But thank you guys for watching, listening, whether you're watching on YouTube, listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Throw us a like, throw us a subscribe, throw us a comment or review if you're feeling nice. But enjoy the shows. We'll be back. I'm sure it'll take us a couple weeks to break these shows down
Yes.
with some boots on the ground commentary. But until then, happy 4th of July weekend.
Nice.
Just Pats. Let's love.